On this episode of New England Living.
Whose art is all this? Is this all your art or friends' art?
This is Carrie's painting of the Westport River.
Yes, and that's the view.
Actually, your painting much more appealing than mine because it's nice and loose.
How long are you going to be painting for? Seems like
I'll paint
until they pry that brush
I'll
out of
paint until I drop.
Like, I never ever thought I would ever be on TV, ever.
Oh my gosh, I'm living here today. Welcome to New England Living. I'm Parker Kelly. And I am passionate about art, architecture, and design. I also love to travel, meet new people, and I'm definitely a foodie. Join me each week as I travel all over this beautiful region, showcasing the most spectacular homes and meeting the key players involved in creating them. To top it off, I'll cook up some delicious dish with a chef, and we'll finish it off with a celebration of it all. I'm Parker Kelly, and this is New England Living.
New England Living TV is brought to you by Clark, Sub-Zero Wolf & Co., Kohler Signature Store by Supply New England, and Marvin Windows and Doors. And of course, please stop into the all-new Seven Tide in the Seaport District in Boston.
Today I'm on my way to the south coast of Massachusetts, to the town of Westport, with a population of about 16,000. The town is mostly residential, and its historic farming and fishing routes continue to thrive here. Westport is also known for Allen's Pond Wildlife Sanctuary and Horseneck Beach, which sweeps from Gooseberry Neck to the mouth of the Westport River. This 2-mile beach on the Atlantic Ocean is visited by hundreds of thousands each year. I'm on my way to meet Jim and Carrie in their renovated late modern home located on the Westport River between Narragansett Bay and Buzzards Bay. Jim bought the home in 1990, and renovation, including an 1,100 square foot art studio, was completed in 2005, in plenty of time for the arrival of their daughter Kira. Jim and Carrie are both lawyers with busy schedules. Their home is their sanctuary. They love the working farms and lawns rolling down with stone walls to the ocean. I'm going to meet these homeowners, take a tour of their beautiful home, and then Jim and Carrie are turning their kitchen over to a local chef and me. We're going to celebrate New England living in Westport, Massachusetts. Jim and Carrie have a friend who is a helicopter pilot, and they suggested that a helicopter arrival is the best way to really enjoy the stunning setting of their home. Our journey started in Newport, Rhode Island, and we flew up over the Westport River. I landed on their sprawling green lawn, and they picked me up by golf cart, and we made our way up to the home for the tour. Oh wow, wow. And so bright green right when you walk in. Verdant green.
We love color.
Yes.
We love it, as you will see.
It's important not to be afraid of color.
That is true. Oh, look at this one. Look at the ceiling in here. Look at this fireplace. Look at all this art. Wow. Whose art is all this? Is this all your art or friends' art?
This is Carrie's painting of the Westport River.
Yes, and that's the view, actually, from our window. Although I didn't do it from here, I did it from the studio.
And this one in the middle here is by John Stobart, who's our neighbor, a friend and a neighbor.
He's one of the premier maritime artists in the world, and his genre is he recreates history, so that he'll take a scene from like the 1800s with a clipper ship, and he'll just do the whole scene, and he researches meticulously, so everything is accurate.
Wow, this is a great room. Okay, and so shag carpet.
This room is so bright that we can't do too much color like this. The sofas will fade out because we get so much light, but so we had to do something that matched with blue, right? We have blue outside, so it had to be like the complement of blue is orange.
Right, an opposite part of the wheel.
We always think about that. Like we're always thinking about color and like how it relates. So it was
everything hopefully in balance. And we're at a setting as early spring here that there's so much green that's popping out right now that we want to bring some of that green inside.
Well, also art looks better against color, because if you put art on a white wall, it doesn't, register. It's much better on color.
Yeah, it's zesty and fun.
Okay, oh, and so color here in the doorway too, to delineate that we're going into a new room. Wow, that's a beautiful color blue. Yeah. Oh, another view and a deck from here. Wow. Oh, this is a beautiful countertop. Tell me about this material.
It's marble. We wanted something that wasn't too glossy and not too smooth, just because it just seemed more like rock-like to us. So we didn't go with the traditional like smooth surface granite.
We're just surrounded, built on and surrounded by granite and stone. So incorporate some of that inside.
You know what's nice too about this is when you cook here, you can look out and you have such a great view. So like you don't mind spending time, you know, in the kitchen because you can just look out and it's right there, you know.
Now who's the cook?
I do the cooking mostly, yes. Jim does eggs. I think that's
I can boil
the
water
extent of
sometimes.
his repertoire.
And so who's a Kennedy fan?
Well, myself, I worked for the senator, campaign staff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We like to surround ourselves with objects that make you think.
When did you just say one day, I'd like to paint?
He started actually a couple months before me at a
did?
kitchen table for a woman that lived in Dartmouth. And I said, oh, that sounds interesting. So a couple months into it, I said, oh, I'll go with you. And we used to sit at her kitchen table in her little tiny house. And there were like 5 of us. And we'd sit there and she'd help us. And
We sort of caught the bug.
Oh, that's cool. So did you have any idea that you had the talent that you have?
I don't think we think of ourselves as professional artists. We just do it as it's a hobby. We don't sell our work, but we are passionate about it. And our goal is just to get better.
It's like yoga, it's practice.
Yes.
Like your art is your practice. Very cool, very cool. All right, we're off to next.
Okay, we're going to the guest bedroom now, which is kind of interesting because it has some cool wallpaper.
Whoa, look at the paper.
So this is Joseph Frank. He was a Scandinavian designer in the 1920s. And I fell in love with this pattern. I was looking at a copy of Architectural Digest, and I just thought it was so colorful and cool.
And so like your guests must dream like crazy when they visit you. I mean, it is. It feels like I'm in a magical forest.
I know.
With all the fish and the koi.
It's like a little jewel box, you know?
This was from a church that unfortunately burnt down. It was from New Hampshire, maybe 30 or 40 years ago, and it was saved. But the key theme is unusual. Not afraid to introduce something from the 1800s into a house that's postmodern. I think that's important to be being open-minded and not take life so seriously. You know, where everything has to be found in a magazine. Go to as many museums as you can and galleries and get a feel for what you like rather than just a prescription for a drug of what you like. It should be a feeling, and then that feeling, once you collect it, becomes your own style.
Oh, really cool. All right, so this is a beautiful space. In your own home, you have your own indoor balconies where you can appreciate your own indoor views. Love that.
Well, we perform Romeo and Juliet
Do you?
over here.
Yeah, this is
It's
awesome.
good for dinner parties, though, you know?
Yes.
And
Okay, guests, now it's time for, I feel like you
Yeah.
should say something.
right, if like a political, you know, having a
Friends, countrymen,
Yeah.
lend me your ears
In your stomachs.
and your stomachs. It's time for dinner. What's the best time of day to paint in here?
It doesn't matter really because we have north light, so it's always pretty constant, and we can put down the shades too if we need to. But I would say for me the morning is better.
Cool. Very cool.
And then upstairs we have a loft where we have some books. We have a lot of artworks. We have a huge collection
Of art books.
Yes.
So it's all here for inspiration, but there's no substitute for getting outside and diving in.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out there and try it with you. After the home tour, Jim got out the easels to show me how refreshing plein air painting is, especially from his property, where the scenery is amazing. I've done a good deal of watercolor and monotypes and other mixed media, but I'd never experienced plein air painting with oils. He gave me some pointers and an extra long brush to make sure I was loose with my brush strokes. The afternoon was lovely.
The first step is going to block in. I'm going to start with just loose umber and just cover the lines, the shapes. You can see with an extension on it like this, it forces you. There's no way that you can be perfect with it.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Exactly.
So the next step is get some nice dark on there. Don't worry about the lines, just block in those trees. Yeah, so that's great. Actually, your painting is much more appealing than mine because it's nice and loose.
It's nice and loose, all right. Yep.
Look at and step back.
Yeah.
You always want to step back every 5 minutes. And so look at it and not worry about what it is. Just see if it's there. The last stroke, which is just going to be the white road clamshell.
I love that.
Yep, perfect. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Oh my!
You seem to come alive out here. Is this your place? Is this your happy place?
This is my spot.
Yeah.
This is where the phone doesn't ring.
So are you and Chef going to come by kayak, or how are you guys getting to the house tonight?
I think today we'll probably drive.
Yeah.
Clark, New England's official Sub-Zero and Wolf showroom and test kitchen, offers 3 reasons to begin your project here. Explore the world's finest appliances. Then cook and taste Wolf's culinary perfection. Be inspired by innovative design. Do you crave extraordinary? Visit clarkliving.com to plan your visit.
Imagine a place where you can design the kitchen or bath of your dreams. No need to travel from store to store to find exactly what you want. One place where you can design and shop the full line of world-class Kohler fixtures, plus the top names in cabinetry, and hundreds of Kohler surface options, all with in-store design assistance. Visit the Kohler Signature Store today, the perfect place to create your ideal space.
Seamless indoor-outdoor living spaces are currently trending, and there's no better way to achieve this than through the use of glass elements in your design. Expansive windows and large walls of doors lead the sights, sounds, and feelings of an outdoor environment effortlessly through your space. The key is to allow as much natural light, airflow, and visual connection with the exterior as possible. Explore your options at marvin.com.
The most common type of sealer is an impregnating sealer, which penetrates the stone and fills the porous part of the stone so that stains don't penetrate. An enhancer is going to actually alter the surface of the stone a little bit by enhancing the color, giving it an extra shine, and it will also protect it. And the Zero Care products come already pre-treated, and those will not stain or etch.
On the day of the party, I stopped by the Back Eddy restaurant. The name reflects the restaurant's style, as a back eddy is a current that runs counterclockwise to the main stream. The Back Eddy restaurant is a seafood restaurant that does things a little differently. Chef Aaron DeRigo was in the kitchen busily getting things prepped, so I talked to Sal about the restaurant, Westport, and their long partnership.
You know, I've known Chris Schlesinger for years, and he called me and he said, hey, I've got this potential restaurant deal. Are you interested in going in with me? So we ate here on December 17th, 98, no seafood on the menu, and it was snowing. And I said, dude, there's no way this place is gonna, he's like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be amazing. We signed a lease on January 1st. We opened on April 1st.
And so tell me what we're looking at right here, where we're standing.
So we're located on the Westport River. The building is built on 63 pilings. So the river goes right up to the edge of the parking lot.
Wow.
And to your left is the East Branch, and to my right is the West Branch, which goes out to Buzzards Bay.
So are you and Chef going to come by kayak, or how are you guys getting to the house
I
tonight?
think today we'll probably drive because the water temperature might be a little cold if the kayak goes over.
Talk about the menu for tonight, because I know Aaron's going to be busy.
We're going to do some New Bedford scallops, and Aaron is also going to put a little Portuguese influence in there with some, I believe, some clams that are from the Westport River, and we're going to do some local oysters from the Westport River.
Sal, so nice to actually talk to you in person. How long are you going to be painting for?
seems like
I'll paint
until they pry that brush
I'll
out.
paint until I drop.
So that's your dough. You just throw it right on the grill like that. Wow.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? A fine human being? A good friend? Is that it? Good? Of course not. Parent of the year? Better. Making her heart skip a beat. Thump. One of a kind. Undeniable. Like a boss. Like a standard bearer. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. GMC.
Pursuit, built to a higher standard. Many try to replicate. Pursuit continues to innovate with cutting-edge features and top-notch technology. Offshore, center console, dual console, sport coupe, and the sport tender. We have boats from 23 to 38 feet, and once you own one, you will feel the difference. We know you have a choice, and you can put your trust in us to deliver a vessel that will take you where you want to go. Visit your factory-authorized dealer today and experience the passion we have built into each and every one of our boats. Visit PursuitBoats.com and explore, experience, enjoy your life in Pursuit.
Hi, I'm Tim Leadham, owner of Bosun's Marine. At Bosun's Marine, we share your passion is more than just a tagline. For over 33 years, Bosun's Marine has been bringing you the finest power boats in the industry. We are committed to bringing you unparalleled service year-round, year after year. From offshore fishing and cruising yachts to small, family-oriented day boats, come visit us at one of our showrooms here in Mashpee on Cape Cod or at our new showroom in Peabody, just north of Boston. And be sure to check us out online at bosuns.com.
I stopped into Westport River Vineyards. Since 1982, the 400-acre farm has been home to the Russell family, the fourth generation of family wine growers on the property. Their sparkling wine has been deemed top 100 in the world and has been served at the White House twice. I had a chance to talk to Rob Russell, the eldest son who manages the vineyard started by his father. Rob walked me around the property. It was early in the season, but still a gorgeous visit.
This is a family business.
It is a family business.
Yeah, so tell me about that.
My great-grandfather owned a winery in Hammondsport, New York. They lost it during Prohibition. Both my parents had always heard these stories about the time in upstate New York, and they had this sort of romantic vision of the wine industry. Meanwhile, during that time frame, my mom had bought my dad what has now become the infamous home winemaking kit.
Okay, so her family had the history.
Yes.
And so then she decides to give her husband a winemaking kit to see if he takes to it?
Right.
Oh, nice.
And he'd always been a beer drinker, so she indoctrinated him into wine. I started making wine, and in the early to mid-'70s started planting grapes.
And that's where Westport comes in.
Westport is much closer to the water. What the water does is it moderates the temperature year-round, but most importantly, in the wintertime, it doesn't get as cold as it does inland. We planted our first grapes in 1986, and we've been making wine ever since.
So talk to me about the wines that you're pairing for tonight's dinner.
All right, so we're bringing our Blanc de Blanc, which will pair amazingly with the oysters coming right out of the river back there.
So continued growth, continued success.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rob's younger brother, Bill, was also part of the vineyard initially, but returned to his first passion, brewing beer, and today runs Buzzards Bay Brewery down the road a piece. We caught back up with Rob and Bill at the party as they hand-delivered the beverages. Putnam Murdoch and his bass player were already playing in Jim and Carrie's grotto behind the art studio. It was early still, but the party was already starting.
Oh, Louise, won't you help me, please? Take me away. Far from now, won't you show me how to get on with the rest of my days?
Jim and Carrie are friends with 90-year-old John Stobart, who lives across the river. John Stobart is a British maritime artist known for his paintings of American harbor scenes during the golden age of sail. I sat down with him during the party to talk about his life and career in painting. Tenacity and a bit of luck.
Which came first, your love of history or your love of painting?
My brother told me just before he died about 6 years ago, he says at the age of 6, you were drawing all the time. But at the age of 8, I ended up with my grandmother, and she said, I've got 2 pennies for you. 1 penny was to take the tram outside our house all the way to the pier head, which was absolute amazing. Big ocean liners, aircraft carriers, and I was just mind-boggled.
It's a silly question to ask you how long you're going to be painting for. Seems like
I'll paint
until
I'll paint until I drop.
Now talk about this painting.
Now this one is the Westport painting, and this is the Cape Cory, which was built right down in Westport village, and so the ship's filled with whale oil, and it's coming round home. It's getting home. It's going to be the wife standing up here with her skirts blowing in the wind because it gets windy up there. And I've got 2 kids, a little girl here and a little boy there, running down the slope to see if they can get a glimpse of their dad on the ship, you know, as he comes home after 2 years in the Arctic, you know, slaving like crazy. And I hope I live to complete it.
While the chef was working the grill, I took a minute to sit down with Jim and Carrie's daughter Kira and her friend Charlotte.
You see the chef cooking?
Yeah.
And what did you think?
It looked delicious.
Yeah. I heard you talking about the clams.
Yeah.
So are you big seafood lovers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in New Bedford, so.
Oh, you did?
Like so.
Yeah. And so what would you think is the most beautiful thing about this area?
I have to say the views.
And so what do you think about the TV show In Your Own Home? Did you know that was going to happen?
I never would have expected it.
Yeah.
It's so, like, I never ever thought I would ever be on TV, ever.
What will you say to your 20-year-old self about what it's like to be a kid?
That it was fun running around the house. I'd say you'd have more freedom now.
Thanks for chatting with me. Talk as much as you can about this project to me because the lines are crazy beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I'm moving here today.
Innovation, technology, design. It is why the Seaport District is the fastest growing area in Boston. It's also the reason we selected the Innovation District as the home of Seven Tide. If you're looking for a one-of-a-kind experience filled with design inspiration, a place where you can explore, see your ideas come to life, this is the place. Think of Seven Tide as a design adventure for your home, featuring the most trusted top-tier brands in their industries. For homeowners and designers alike, it's a unique approach to home design. You can visit Clark's newest Sub-Zero and Wolf showroom and test kitchen, giving you hands-on access to the world's finest appliances, or take in the country's first experience center for Marvin Windows and Doors. Our goal is to provide inspiration in an exceptional space that offers a relaxed and very personal experience. If you like what you see, we'll refer you to an authorized dealer. But while you're at Seven Tide, there's no pressure. Even the parking is complimentary. We want to cultivate an atmosphere that's free from anxiety so you can focus on what's right for the design of your home. New England has some of the finest designers in the country, and here you'll see an exciting array of their work in full-scale kitchens. You'll be able to see, touch, and even taste your kitchen design. Both inside and out, Seven Tide offers the perfect setting to bring your ideas to life. We want you to rethink what's possible. Adjacent to Clark, you'll find Marvin Windows and Doors. They offer a high-tech, high-touch experience that invites you to reset your expectations for what a home can be. After visiting Marvin, you'll never think about windows and doors the same way again. Whether you're a homeowner or a designer, building a new custom home or remodeling, we invite you to come experience the possibilities. Come be inspired, be informed, and ultimately be at home at Seven Tide.
For more information for your home inspiration, visit seventide.com. Yours by design.
As the party continued on and guests continued to arrive, I was able to chat with architect Kathy Bartels of LLB Architects.
Your firm, you're located in Pawtucket.
Yes, we bought a mill building and we renovated it and we're located in Pawtucket.
Talk as much as you can about this project to me because the lines are crazy beautiful.
I was friends with Jim, and we were hanging out, and he almost immediately he wanted to do something new with the house. And one of the things I found in looking at the original drawings was that I could see the rigor of the original design with the geometric forms, and there are these wedges that you see very clearly in plan, where there are wedges that view to the southwest, and then wedges that view to the northwest. What it didn't have was any variation in height. My advantage of having been friends with Jim and seeing how people responded to the house is that people would come into the house and go straight to the window and say, wow, what a great view. My thought was to layer the views and create some architecture within the house so that people would come in and say, what a great space, what a great house, oh, and a great view. Basically, I came back with a design that took one of those wedges and tipped it up vertically. And that became the great room in the new house.
Oh, and the great room is great.
So the other sort of big move that we did was in the living room was a flat marble surround to the fireplace. And again, it was sort of in that monochromatic palette. So another thing we wanted to do when we did the renovation and addition was introduce natural materials into the house. And in my opinion, it was something that grounded the house back into the site.
Well done. Nice to chat with you.
Yeah.
Let's go enjoy the party.
Sounds great.
Chef Aaron decided to cook on the Wolf Grill on the deck. He said it was perfect for keeping all of the stages of the meal at the right temperature. He was a grill master, and I enjoyed squeezing in there and asking him a few questions.
Yeah, so tell us what you have going on.
Okay, so it's a party and everything's got to be ready at the same time. So I always start with what's going to take the longest to cook. We start with some skirt steak. And the more delicate stuff, scallops, I get some little necks to grill off. We'll do closer to the time that we're going to serve.
The scallops look absolutely delicious,
Cool.
though.
You said you wanted to contribute. So,
Of course I want to
So we're
contribute.
gonna make a dish. We're gonna throw these little necks right on top of the grill, and so these are gonna tell us that they're done when they open up.
Okay. So
Yep.
I don't know if a lot of people cook this way and they understand that you can just put the little neck right on the grill.
Right on it. Yeah.
And it's just going to open up just like that.
Oysters will do it too. I don't know why you want to do that.
Okay.
It's
So
gonna
you put
help
some
out.
tomatoes in there.
Yep.
You
Some
put
butter.
some onion in there, some butter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll cut this sausage right here.
All right, that sounds good.
So you see how these are opening up?
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at those. Oh, those look good. So that's your dough. You just throw it right on the grill like
Yep.
that. Wow. How are you going to serve this? On
Well,
just plates? Have everyone just?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sort of family style everything and just kind of let people take what they want.
Really good. Oh goodness, is this dessert? Oh, lovely.
Wow.
Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Kira. Oh my gosh, I'm moving here today.
Oh my gosh, Jim and Carrie, incredible homeowners. That's New England Living in Westport, Massachusetts. Until next week, I'm Parker Kelly. Cheers. Cheers.